that Truth Social post that I mentioned, yes, he mentioned your name with Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, Mark Milley, James Mattis, Mark Esper, Dick Cheney as well. Are you proud to be mentioned in that company?
I certainly am.
Can you tell us why?
Because these are people who stood up for America, who took enormous criticism throughout their entire careers, who didn't waver from principle, and who I think followed, by and large, in a Reaganite tradition. I think that's what the Republican Party needs. That's certainly what I'm going to continue to argue for.
Let me play you a soundbite. You were on The Daily Show not long ago, and you said that Ronald Reagan would be appalled by the current Republican Party. Let's listen.
Imagine Ronald Reagan is caught in amber in 1988. I'm using Jurassic Park technology. He wakes up now, unthawed. What does he think of the modern GOP?
Well, certainly the Trump wing of it he would be appalled by. It's just antithetical, not just to the philosophical beliefs of Ronald Reagan, but to the positive attitude about America and its prospects. I think he'd be stunned that the Republican Party had anything to do with Donald Trump.
That was before the election, John. Do you want to take that back?
Why should I? I think it's still true. I think we'll see on Monday what the inaugural address looks like. I know what a Ronald Reagan second-term address looked like. He did it in 1984 and tried to give a positive vision of the country. It is morning in America for me all the time. We'll see whether Trump does that or not, or whether we hear more about carnage in America.
Ambassador, you understand how out of step you sound right now, given what happened on November the 5th. And I'm not trying to be adversarial. 77 million people voted for Donald Trump again after the last 4 years. Okay, in 2020, we were told that Donald Trump was an aberration. Donald Trump is the face of political America, whether you personally like it or not. And I honestly think that you sound so far out of the mainstream right now that your views are I don't even think they're relevant at this point. The man won all 7 battleground states, the Electoral College, the popular vote. He beat Hillary Clinton in 16, Joe Biden in 24, and Kamala Harris. And somehow you think that he's not the face of where the Republican Party is going. He has revolutionized the party of Ronald Reagan. Reagan Democrats in the 90s. Reagan Democrats. No, hold on 1 second, Ambassador. Reagan Democrats, when Bill Clinton came along in 92, went back to voting for Democrats. Trump has changed all of that. The Republican Party is now the party of the working man.
Look, don't give me that kind of rhetoric. I don't know what your father did. My father was a firefighter, okay, for the city of Baltimore. So don't lecture me on the working man. Trump basically has no philosophy. He is an aberration.
My father was a builder, John. Okay.
Well, that's
so
great.
I have every right to lecture you on the working man, please.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
We're not accomplishing anything because you're not listening. You're in this
I
to
am
give
listening, but I don't need you insulting my father.
Not to ask questions.
But go ahead, John.
I will say I believe Trump is an aberration, and I will be proven right. Millions of Republicans voted for Trump because they couldn't stand Harris.
You were just
be
proven
quiet,
wrong,
okay?
John.
You want an answer from me, or
Please.
you just want to talk?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Millions of Republicans voted for Trump, gritting their teeth because they obviously didn't like Kamala Harris. But to have an effect on politics, ultimately, you have to have a philosophy. And the only philosophy Donald Trump has is the greater glory of Donald Trump.
Ambassador John Bolton, appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you.
Sure.